Kia ora, and welcome to Hiringa Energy site induction video. We're excited to have you on this journey with us towards a cleaner and greener future. Before starting work at any of our sites, you'll have to understand the hazards, risks and safety precautions we put in place to keep you and the team safe.
This video contains information about site hazards, personal protective equipment, incident reporting, emergency response planning and environmental considerations. Your safety and the safety of our team is our #1 priority, so please listen carefully to the information and make sure to ask a Hiringa team member if you have any questions. All employees and contractors are encouraged to proactively identify hazards and address at-risk behaviours. If ever in doubt at any time, you can stop work and evaluate the situation to ensure the safety of everyone on and around the site. Alongside Hiringa's safety standards, your employer will have its own safety policies and procedures. It is important you comply with these alongside Hiringa's processes. All of our refuelling sites follow the same layout, so they're all quite similar. Hydrogen is produced on site in the electrolyser, then compressed here, and stored here, and finally, it's dispensed into vehicles here. In order to maintain security on Hiringa sites, lock codes may be issued to staff and contractors. These codes are intended for personal use and should not be shared to anyone else. Hydrogen is extremely buoyant, being 14 times lighter than air, so it disperses upwards quickly. It's a colourless, odourless and tasteless gas that has a very wide flammable range, between 4 and 74% concentration. Flammable range is the concentration in air that can ignite if exposed to an ignition source, and it burns with a near invisible flame. Hydrogen produces minimal radiative heat when it burns and is non-toxic. When you arrive on site, it's important to become familiar with the specific location and status of any hazards at that site. When you first start working on a Hiringa site, you will take part in a hazard identification exercise. At subsequent visits to site, you will be responsible for identifying and reporting hazards using the posters on site, which we will show you later in this video. Please take note of the following hazards which are present on site at all of our stations. Flammable gas such as hydrogen, high voltage electricity, pressure hazards, noise, moving or rotating equipment, temperature hazards such as hot or cold equipment, chemicals and oils, nitrogen gas, trip hazards, traffic. Upon arrival to site, it's essential to contact the permit issuer who has authorised your work. This may be via a direct call on 0800 493 764 as per the sign on the gate. We ask that you take note of the following prohibited items and precautions you should take. Devices such as cell phones, battery tools, smartwatches or vapes should be left in a vehicle or safe location. They are not permitted on site unless they are intrinsically safe or permission has been granted by the permit issuer. Personal protective equipment is critical to ensure you are safe whilst working on and around the equipment at site. At all times, you must wear the following: safety boots with no exposed steel, full-length anti-static and flame retardant clothing, medium impact safety eyewear. There will also be other requirements for additional PPE based on the activities being undertaken or areas accessed. Check with the permit issuer on the day if unsure about PPE requirements. Any deviation from the PPE list above must be approved by the permit issuer. Hiringa Energy follows a permit to work system. Before starting work at any of our sites, you must have a permit issued. This can be either done in person with the permit issuer on site or over the phone when work is going to be carried out without a Hiringa representative on site. Our permit to work process is a key way in which we ensure activities on site are planned safely and executed in a way that minimises risks and hazards. Any work carried out without a permit will be immediately stopped and reported as an incident. When you arrive at site, you will need to review the emergency response plan. You will find a copy in the box near one of the exit gates at each site. The ERP contains key information and details what actions to take in an emergency. We want everyone to come to our site ready for work. Our zero-tolerance drug and alcohol policy ensures that no one comes to site under the influence. Please take appropriate steps to ensure that you are in a fully fit state to come to site for the safety of yourself and those around you. Hiringa does carry out random drug and alcohol testing, which will be compulsory for personnel on site at the time. In case of injury, no matter how minor, report it to your supervisor immediately. We follow global best practices to emergency management and are proud of our safety record and preparedness. Hiringa have a dedicated emergency management team, and we regularly run emergency management drills and exercises designed to test our response and readiness. An incident is any unplanned event or series of events that has caused or could cause injury, illness, damage to property, harm to the environment, or impact our company's reputation. Individuals are responsible for reporting all incidents, near misses, and unsafe acts or conditions. At Hiringa, we have an open and honest incident reporting policy as our priority is keeping everyone safe. You'll find QR code posters around site. Scan one and follow the prompts to report an incident. If you have trouble with the QR code, call 0800 493 764 instead. If you're bringing equipment to site, please ensure that it is stored properly to prevent tripping hazards. Take care when walking around our site and beware of cable trays and pipework. We work closely with stakeholders and New Zealand's environmental regulators to uphold the highest environmental standards across all our sites. While hydrogen releases into atmosphere are not considered harmful to the environment, these can have risks to safety. All releases should be limited and vented to a safe location. Prevent any spillage of hazardous substances into the environment. If a spill occurs, report it immediately to site management. If safe, contain it and prevent it from reaching stormwater drains using the on-site spill kit. Now that you've watched the video, please complete the site induction by following the link below before your first visit to site. If anything in the video isn't clear, talk to a Hiringa representative before signing the acknowledgement. Welcome to the future of energy. It's exciting to have you join us.